Hey folks, welcome back. Let's kick this off with a funny one. People are like tea bags. You never know how strong they are until you put them in hot water. Now think about this. What if your detachment is the hot water that reveals someone's true colors? When you take a step back, that's when their real intentions come to light. Have you ever felt like someone was hiding something from you? Maybe they were playing games pretending to care, or acting like they were all in when their actions told a different story. The problem is, as long as you're chasing them, putting in all the effort, you're too close to see the truth. It's like staring at a painting with your nose against the canvas. You can't see the big picture. But when you step back, oh boy, everything becomes clear. Detachment is like cleaning foggy glasses. Suddenly, you see what's real. You see who's genuine and who's just stringing you along. And that's the beauty of detachment. It's not just about walking away. It's about creating the space for their truth to surface. Think about it. When you stop feeding someone's ego, they'll either step up and prove they care or show you they never did. It's like taking away a spotlight. Some people will shine on their own, and others will fade into the background. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." When you're caught up in someone's charm or sweet words, it's easy to mistake their version of the truth for reality. But when you detach, you stop listening to their noise and start seeing their actions. And actions, my friends, always reveal the truth. Let me ask you this. Have you ever noticed how people act differently when you're no longer available? It's like they suddenly realize they can't use you as a safety net anymore. Maybe they start texting out of the blue or trying to reel you back in. Why? Because your detachment forces them to confront what they've been hiding, whether it's their lack of effort, their selfishness, or even their fear of losing you. Folks, detachment is powerful. It's not about playing games or being cold. It's about stepping back to see who's really there for you. Like peeling back the layers of an onion, detachment strips away the mask. Sure, it might make your eyes water a little, but in the end, you're left with the raw, unfiltered truth. So, my friends, remember this. When you detach, you don't lose them. You find their truth, the real face they've been hiding. Either they love you or they don't, and detachment shows you which it is. And oh, the mystery that follows, the unpredictability they never saw coming. They never imagined you could be this powerful, this fearless, to detach and walk away without looking back. Suddenly, you're no longer predictable. You're the enigma they can't figure out. So before we dive into the strategies and insights that'll guide you on this transformative journey, I've got a fun challenge for you. If you're ready to reclaim your power, uncover the truth they've been hiding, and make them realize your worth, drop a comment below with the phrase, "You will admire me." This isn't just a statement. It's your declaration of independence, self-respect, and the undeniable magnetism that makes you unforgettable. Let's see how many of you are ready to embrace this shift, take control, and turn the tables in your favor. Go ahead, my friends. Claim it, own it, and let the transformation begin. Now, let's dive deeper into how detachment reveals the truth and what you need to do to let it work its magic. Ready? Let's go. But before we jump into how detachment is going to flip the script and have them chasing you, let's talk about how to practice detachment the right way. Believe me, it's very important, so stay focused. Detachment is about flipping the script, reclaiming your power, and revealing what someone's really been hiding beneath the surface. They won't see it coming. Trust me. When you master this, it's like stepping into a room with all the lights turned on. You suddenly see things for what they are. Now, I know what you're thinking, but how does this help me get them back? Oh, my friends, that's the beauty of it. Detachment isn't about pushing people away. It's about creating enough space for them to realize what life feels like without you in it. And that realization can be pretty uncomfortable for them. Think of it like a delicious cake. When it's always sitting on the counter, people take it for granted. But when it's gone, everyone suddenly craves a slice. Here's where most folks get detachment wrong. They think it's about being aloof, ignoring texts, or pretending not to care. Nope, that's not it. Detachment is more subtle, more elegant. It's about showing that you're perfectly fine, better than fine, without them. It's not about punishing them. It's about reminding yourself and them that your value doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. You're not their backup plan. You're the prize. Now let's talk about the mechanics. First things first, stop being too available. If you're always the first to text, the first to call, or the one constantly making plans, you're giving away all your power. Think of it like a game of tug-of-war. If you keep pulling, they'll keep resisting. But the moment you let go, they stumble, caught off guard. Detachment is you dropping the rope and saying, "I'm not playing this game anymore." Picture this. You're trying to get someone's attention by standing right in front of them, waving your arms around. They're ignoring you because they know you're not going anywhere. But when you walk away, suddenly they're like, "Wait, where are they going?" That's the effect of detachment. It shifts the focus back onto you, making them realize you're not just an option. They need to step up or lose you. And for those of you trying to reignite something with someone new, detachment works wonders here too. Instead of making yourself overly available, flip the narrative. Let them see you living your best life, chasing your dreams, pursuing your passions, and enjoying every moment. It's like planting a seed of curiosity in their mind. They'll start wondering, what's so exciting about their life that they're not chasing me? And just like that, you become irresistible. Let me share a little secret. People are naturally drawn to what they can't have. It's human nature. When you detach, you stop being the open book they think they figured out. Instead, you become a mystery, a puzzle they want to solve. And who doesn't love a good mystery? Now, what if you're already in a relationship? Maybe things have gotten a little too predictable. The spark feels dimmer, and you're wondering if they even notice you anymore. Detachment doesn't mean pulling away emotionally. It means stepping back enough to focus on yourself. Rekindle your own flame by diving into the things you love, your hobbies, your goals, your self-care. When you start thriving as an individual, you become magnetic. They'll see the person they fell for in the first place, and trust me, that spark will reignite. And for those dealing with an ex who seems to have moved on, detachment is your best friend. It's not about texting them late at night or showing them how much you've changed. It's about showing them you didn't need them to thrive. When they see you glowing, living your best life, and moving forward without them, they'll start to wonder if letting you go was the biggest mistake they've ever made. But let's be real, detachment isn't easy. It takes strength. You'll have moments where you want to break the silence, reach out, or go back to old habits. Don't. Detachment isn't just a strategy, it's a mindset. It's telling yourself, I am enough with or without them. And the funny thing is, once you truly believe that, they'll sense it. They'll feel that shift in energy, and it will pull them toward you like a magnet. Think of detachment like planting a seed. You can't sit there staring at the soil, begging it to grow. You water it, give it space, and trust the process. The same goes for relationships. When you step back and focus on yourself, you're watering the seed of curiosity and respect in their mind. Soon enough, it starts to grow. And oh, the irony, when they realize you're not waiting around for them, that's when the tables turn. They'll start texting out of nowhere, asking how you're doing, trying to figure out why you've changed. But here's the thing, you didn't change for them. You changed for you. Remember, folks, when you detach, you don't lose them. You find their truth. You see if they're willing to fight for you, or if they were just there for convenience. And that truth, It's priceless. So whether you're trying to catch the attention of someone new, reignite a flame that's faded, or make an ex realize your worth, detachment is your golden ticket. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about showing them and yourself that your happiness isn't tied to anyone else. And oh, the unpredictability. They'll never see it coming. Suddenly, you're no longer the one they thought they knew. You're the mystery they can't figure out, the strength they underestimated. So, my friends, stick with me because the next part of this journey is where it gets really interesting. We're diving into how their mind, heart, and actions shift when you detach. And trust me, you don't want to miss this. While you're here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep uncovering the power of detachment together. Ready? Let's roll. Number 1. Pulling the rug. How stepping back exposes their true colors. Hey folks, let me tell you something. When you step back, it's not about losing ground. It's about shifting the balance. Think of it this way. When the music stops, people finally notice the silence. That's exactly what happens when you stop chasing someone's attention. They notice the shift. It's subtle, but oh, it's powerful. You might be worried, if I step back, won't they forget about me? My friends, that's not how it works. By stepping back, you're not vanishing. You're creating a vacuum. And trust me, people hate vacuums in relationships. It's like pulling the rug from under their feet. They were used to you always being there, and now they're left standing there, wondering what changed. Imagine this. You've always been the one lighting the fire. You send the first text, make the plans, keep the connection alive. But one day, you stop. It's like someone turned off the lights at a party. Suddenly they realize how much they relied on your glow, and that's when it hits them. You're no longer where they thought you'd always be. Stepping back creates space. It's like pausing a conversation. The silence isn't empty, it's loaded. They start thinking about what they lost, why you're not as available, and what they might have done wrong. That space isn't just for them to miss you, it's for you to refocus on yourself. Here's the thing, stepping back isn't about ghosting or going cold. It's about subtle shifts that scream confidence. You're not waiting by the phone, you're not dropping everything to be available. You're calm, composed, and moving at your own pace. It's about showing that your world doesn't orbit around them. Think about it like water in your hands. The tighter you hold on, the faster it slips away. But loosen your grip and it stays. When you stop chasing, you let the dynamics reset. Suddenly, they're the ones holding the empty cup, realizing they missed the attention they took for granted. Here's a metaphor for you. You're like a favorite book. When it's always sitting on the shelf, people forget how good it is. But take it away, and suddenly they're desperate to read it again. That's what stepping back does. It makes them realize the story isn't the same without you. The Stoics were all about control, controlling yourself, not others. They believed, as Epictetus said, we suffer not from events, but from our judgment about them. When you step back, you're not punishing them. You're choosing how you react to their behavior. You're saying, I deserve more than breadcrumbs. I deserve the whole feast. Now let's get real for a second. Always being the one who tries harder is exhausting, isn't it? Like running on a treadmill that never stops. Stepping back isn't just about them, it's about you. It's about stepping off that treadmill, catching your breath, and remembering what makes you happy. When you prioritize yourself, something incredible happens. You start to glow differently, and trust me, they'll notice. Think of this like fishing. You cast your line, but instead of reeling them in, you let it sit. You're not chasing, you're waiting for them to bite. And they will, because curiosity is a powerful thing. Here's where the magic happens. When you pull back, you disrupt the pattern they've come to expect. Suddenly they're left wondering, why aren't they texting me? Did I mess up? Are they moving on? That curiosity eats at them. It's human nature. We want what we can't have, or worse, what we think we've lost. But let me remind you, this isn't a game. Detachment isn't manipulation, it's self-respect. It's about putting yourself first, not out of spite, but out of love for who you are. When you detach, you free yourself from the exhausting cycle of trying to prove your worth to someone who should have seen it all along. Now imagine the shift. They're used to you being predictable, always there, always trying. But now you've become an enigma. You're the movie with an unexpected twist ending. You're the plot line they can't figure out. And oh, how people love to solve mysteries. The beauty of detachment is that it forces them to face themselves. When you're always there, it's easy for them to hide behind excuses, distractions, or indifference. But when you step back, they're left with nothing but their thoughts, and that's where the truth comes out, whether they really care or were just enjoying the attention. Folks, detachment is power. It's not about giving up, it's about stepping back and watching how the story unfolds. As the old saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. But even more than that, it makes them reflect on their actions, their feelings, and their choices. So if you're ready to reclaim your power and let them see what they've been missing, drop this phrase in the comments. I'm stepping back. Say it loud, say it proud, and let it be your affirmation. This isn't just a comment, it's a promise to yourself that you're done chasing, done proving, and ready to let the truth reveal itself. Go ahead, my friends, declare it and own it. And remember, they'll never forget the moment they realized you weren't chasing anymore. That's when the tables turn. That's when the real truth comes out. And that's when they'll see what they've been blind to all along. You're the one who brought the light, the fire, the music. Let them notice the silence. Let them feel the absence. Because when you step back, you're not just pulling away, you're revealing what's real. And that's where the power lies. So let's do this together. Step back and let the mystery unfold. So friends, before we dive into the next step, if you've got any burning questions, personal experiences, or even a fresh perspective to share, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And hey, if this is hitting home for you, do me a quick favor, smash that like button, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep this journey going together, one powerful step at a time. Number 2, filling the void. When they miss you, you rediscover yourself. All right, folks, this is where the magic really happens. You've stepped back, and now the absence of your presence is creating a void in their life, a void they can't ignore. It's like taking a key piece out of a puzzle. Suddenly the picture doesn't feel complete anymore, and let me tell you, they're starting to feel it. When you were always available, always the one reaching out, they might not have truly valued what you brought into their life. It's like having sunlight streaming through your window every day. You barely notice it until it's a cloudy, gloomy afternoon, and you start longing for that warm glow. That's the void we're talking about. And now that you've stepped back, they're sitting in the shadow of your absence. Picture this. They're going about their routine, maybe scrolling through their phone or grabbing a coffee, and suddenly they realize they haven't heard from you. At first, they shrug it off, thinking, oh, they're just busy. But as the hours stretch into days, that emptiness starts to gnaw at them. Where are you? Why haven't you reached out? And more importantly, why does this silence feel so heavy? That's the power of your detachment at work. But here's where it gets exciting. While they're busy feeling the void you've left behind, you're doing something incredible. You're filling that space with yourself. You're not sitting around twiddling your thumbs, waiting for them to text. No, my friends, you're out there reclaiming your time and energy, pouring it into things that make you happy. Think of it like this. That void isn't a loss. It's a blank canvas, and you're the artist. Maybe you're exploring a passion you've been putting off, reconnecting with friends who lift you up, or simply treating yourself to moments of peace and self-care. Every brushstroke on that canvas is a step toward becoming the best, most vibrant version of yourself. And guess what? The more you focus on you, the more magnetic you become. There's something undeniably attractive about a person who's glowing from within, who's thriving without needing anyone else's validation. It's like a beautiful flower in bloom. People can't help but stop and admire it. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but what if they don't notice? What if they don't care? Well, here's the deal. If they truly don't notice the void you've left, then they were never really invested in you. And as painful as that realization might be, it's also freeing. You've just gained clarity, a priceless gift that allows you to move forward, knowing you deserve better. But let's be real, most of the time they will notice. Why? Because you were never just another face in the crowd. You brought energy, warmth, and value into their life, and now that it's gone, they can't help but feel the difference. It's like realizing your favorite song isn't on the playlist anymore. It's unsettling, and it leaves them longing for what they took for granted. Here's where the wisdom of Stoicism comes into play. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, your actions, and letting go of what you can't, like someone else's reaction. Marcus Aurelius said it best: "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By redirecting your energy toward yourself, you're not just filling the void they are, you're upgrading the quality of your life. Let me give you a little perspective. People always want what they think they can't have. It's human nature. When you stop being easily available, you suddenly become a mystery. They start to wonder what you're up to, who you're with, and why you're no longer orbiting their world. That curiosity alone is enough to draw them back toward you. And here's the beauty of it all. You're not doing this for them. You're doing this for you. You're not just filling the void. You're planting seeds of growth, joy, and fulfillment. And when they finally realize the gap you've left behind, they'll see that you've become even more amazing in your absence. So, my friends, if you're ready to take this step, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I'm my own priority. This isn't just a phrase, it's a promise to yourself. A promise that you're going to put your growth, happiness, and self-respect first. Because let's be honest, it's not about how much they miss you. It's about how much you're building yourself up while they're busy realizing what they've lost. And when they do come back, and trust me, they will, you'll be standing there as the best version of yourself. So go ahead, my friends, fill that void with your own brilliance. Let them feel the silence and let yourself shine in it. Because this journey isn't just about revealing their truth. It's about discovering your own strength. And that, my friends, is the ultimate win. Number 3, let them compare while you rise higher. All right, folks, here's where things start to heat up. By now, they've felt the shift and the void your absence left behind. But this next phase, oh, it's where the magic really kicks in. They're falling into the dreaded comparison trap. And you're too busy soaring to even notice or care. Picture this. They're going about their day, maybe even spending time with someone else, thinking they can replace what they had with you. But here's the kicker. Every interaction, every moment, every conversation with someone new, it's just not the same. They start to notice the little things that make you unique. The way you listened without judgment, the way you supported them when they didn't even ask, and the unmistakable energy you brought into their life. It's like trying to enjoy a fast food burger after you've tasted a perfectly cooked steak. Sure, it fills the gap for a moment, but deep down they know it doesn't come close. That's the comparison trap at work. While they're busy comparing, here's the best part. You're not even in the room. You're not sitting around wondering what they're up to or who they're with. You're too busy building your own empire, chasing your dreams, and becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Every single day, you're rising higher, and that's something they can't ignore, even from a distance. Now, let me drop some Stoic wisdom here. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." And boy, are they suffering in their imagination right now. They're running through what-ifs and could-have-beens in their mind while you're out there living in the present, fully embracing your own reality. Here's the beauty of this phase. The more they compare, the more they realize the truth. What they had with you wasn't ordinary. It was rare, valuable, and impossible to replicate. It's like trying to replace a Van Gogh painting with a knockoff. It might look similar from afar, but up close it's clear. There's no comparison. And you? You're not worried about any of this. Why? Because your focus is entirely on yourself. You've stopped second-guessing, stopped looking back, and you're certainly not giving your energy to wondering how they're feeling. Instead, you're channeling all that energy into your own growth, whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or simply taking care of your mental and physical health. You're creating a life that's more vibrant, more fulfilling, and more powerful than ever. Imagine this. While they're stuck comparing everyone else to you, you're out there breaking free of comparisons altogether. You've become a star that shines so brightly they can't look away. And here's the irony. They're the ones left wondering while you're the one moving forward. Now you might wonder, what if they don't notice? What if they don't care? Here's the truth. If they don't notice, you're better off without them. But let's be real, people always notice. It's human nature. And when they finally do, it's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. They'll realize that you weren't just another person in their life. You were the person who added meaning, depth, and joy. And those kinds of people, they're not easy to replace. Think of this whole process like a rising tide. While they're anchored in regret and what could have been, you're the tide that lifts everything around you. You're moving upward, pulling away from their doubts, insecurities, and comparisons. So, my friends, let them compare. Let them feel the void and grapple with their choices. You're not here to compete or prove anything. You're here to live your best life. And in doing so, you've already won. If you're ready to rise above it all, here's your affirmation. I'm rising above. Drop it in the comments below, not just as a statement, but as a declaration of who you're becoming. Because let me tell you, this journey isn't about them, it's about you. And as they sit there, stuck in their comparison trap, you'll be too far ahead to even notice. That, my friends, is how you rise higher, shine brighter, and leave a lasting impression they'll never forget. So keep going, keep thriving, and remember, the best revenge is success. And you're already on your way. Number 4. When they seek reassurance, you stand strong. All right, folks, we've reached a critical point in the journey. By now, they've noticed the shift in your energy. They've felt the void, and it's eating away at them. That unease is no longer just a passing thought. It's turning into something they can't ignore. And now they're seeking reassurance, hoping to find out where they stand with you. Picture this. They've been feeling your absence like a missing piece in a puzzle. Maybe they send a casual, "Hey, how are you?" text, or leave a breadcrumb on social media hoping to draw you back in. These aren't just random actions. They're calculated moves, their way of testing the waters. They want to know if you're still invested, still reachable, still there to give them the comfort they once took for granted. But here's where things get very interesting. You stay grounded. You don't leap at the first hint of attention like it's a lifeline. You don't revert to the old you, constantly available and ready to please. Instead, you respond on your terms, with calmness and composure. You're not ignoring them, but you're not indulging their need for instant validation either. Why is this so powerful? Because by staying grounded, you're showing them something they didn't expect. You're not dependent on their attention. You're not here to feed their ego or soothe their insecurities. You're standing strong in your own self-worth, prioritizing your well-being above their attempts to pull you back into the dynamic you've already outgrown. Let me drop some Stoic wisdom on you. The Stoics were all about keeping your cool, no matter what external pressures came your way. Epictetus said it best, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that's exactly what you're doing here. You're mastering yourself. You're in control of your emotions, your actions, and your energy. Their attempts to seek reassurance don't shake you, because you've built a foundation that's rooted in self-respect and confidence. Think of it like a tree in a storm. The winds may try to sway you, but your roots are deep and you stand firm. That kind of strength is magnetic. It's irresistible, and it's a stark contrast to the person they may have thought they knew. The one who was always there, always trying, always giving. Now let's talk about what happens next. The more grounded you stay, the more they realize they can't just walk back into your life without effort. They start to see that you're not the same person they left. You've grown, you've evolved, and if they want to be part of your world, they're going to have to step up their game. Here's the beauty of this stage. By staying grounded, you're flipping the script. You're no longer chasing their validation. You're no longer dancing to their tune. Instead, they're the ones scrambling to find their footing, wondering how to meet you where you are now. And let's be real. Staying grounded doesn't mean being cold or indifferent. It means being secure. Secure in who you are, what you want, and what you deserve. It's about responding with confidence, not desperation. It's about showing them that while you may still care, you're not willing to settle for anything less than mutual respect and effort. Imagine this. They're used to you being a steady flame, always there to warm their hands when they need it. But now you've become the sun, distant, radiant, and untouchable, unless they make the effort to step into your light. So, my friends, if you're ready to hold your ground and let them see just how strong you've become, here's your affirmation: I stand strong. Drop it in the comments below as a commitment to yourself. It's not just a phrase, it's a declaration of independence, of growth, and of the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing your worth. Remember, staying grounded isn't about playing games or being distant for the sake of it. It's about being unwavering in your self-respect. It's about knowing that you bring something incredible to the table, and if they want to sit at it, they'll have to show up with more than just breadcrumbs. So let them seek reassurance. Let them try to figure out where they stand. Because while they're busy doing that, you're standing tall, confident, and unstoppable. And that, my friends, is how you continue to rise above and keep the power firmly in your hands. Number 5. When they realize the grass wasn't greener, you keep standing tall. All right, folks, this is the moment where reality hits them like a freight train. They thought the grass was greener on the other side, that moving on or pulling away would lead to something better. But as time goes on, they're starting to see the cracks in their shiny new world. Picture this. They've drifted away, maybe even started seeing someone else, thinking they'd find excitement, freedom, or fulfillment elsewhere. At first, it might have felt like they made the right choice, but the novelty wears off, and suddenly the connection they thought they had doesn't hold a candle to what they had with you. The conversations don't flow as easily, the comfort and security are missing, and that's when it dawns on them. They traded something rare and real for something fleeting and shallow. Here's the twist, though. While they've been figuring all of this out, you've been thriving. You're not sitting by the phone, waiting for their epiphany. You've been watering your own garden, building yourself up, and becoming an even more incredible version of who you were before. You've been standing tall, grounded in your self-respect and confidence. not needing anyone else to validate your worth. This isn't about arrogance, it's about knowing your value. You've always known what you brought to the table, and their inability to see it isn't your problem. You're not shrinking yourself to fit their short-sightedness. Instead, you've risen higher, and now they're the ones looking up, realizing they underestimated you. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. And your thoughts, they've been focused on growth, resilience, and self-love. You're not chasing external validation or temporary highs. You've been creating something lasting within yourself. And trust me, that's a glow they'll notice from miles away. So what happens when they realize the grass wasn't greener? When they reach out, trying to reconnect, you don't rush back into their arms or sweep everything under the rug. You stand tall. You let them show through their actions that they've learned from their mistake, and that they're ready to earn back your trust. If they can't, well, that's their loss, not yours. If you're ready to keep standing tall, drop this affirmation in the comments: I stand strong. Let it be a reminder to yourself and everyone else that you know your worth and won't settle for less. Remember, the grass isn't greener where you chase it, it's greener where you nurture it. And by focusing on yourself, you've been cultivating a garden so vibrant that they can't help but notice. Now it's their turn to see what they let go of and what they can never replace. Number 6. When they feel the power shift, you steer the course. All right, folks, this is the moment where the dynamics change completely. For so long, they may have felt like they were in control, thinking you'd always be there waiting in the wings, hoping for their attention. But now, oh, how the tables have turned. They're starting to see it. You're not chasing them anymore. You're not bending over backward to win them over or trying to prove your worth. Instead, you're out there living your life, prioritizing your happiness, and doing it all without a second thought about them. And that's when the shift hits them. Suddenly, the power they thought they held starts slipping through their fingers. Here's the beauty of it. You're holding the reins now, not because you're playing games, but because you've reclaimed control over your life. You've shown them, through your actions, that you're perfectly fine on your own. You don't need their attention, their validation, or their presence to feel complete. And let me tell you, that realization shakes them to their core. Imagine this. They're sitting there wondering why you're not texting, why you're not reaching out, why you seem so at peace. They feel the uncertainty creeping in. They start to doubt their choices and question if they've lost you for good. And all the while, you're calm, confident, and firmly in control. As the great Stoics believed, true power doesn't come from controlling others. It comes from mastering yourself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. And that's exactly what you've done. You've found strength in yourself, and that's shifted the dynamic in your favor. So what happens next? They'll feel the need to reconnect, to test the waters, to see if they still have a chance. But this time, they're the ones who have to prove their worth to you. And you're steering your life in the direction you choose, not waiting for anyone to catch up. If you're ready to embrace this new dynamic and hold the reins firmly in your hands, drop a comment below with the phrase, "I'm in control." This is your declaration that you've taken your power back, that you're living life on your terms. Remember, folks, true power is about control over yourself, and you've mastered it. Number 7. When they fear losing you, you stay unshakable. All right, folks, this is a game changer. By now, they've felt the power shift, the absence of your attention, and the undeniable growth you've been experiencing. And suddenly, it hits them. They might actually lose you for good. That thought shakes them to their core. Picture this. They're scrolling through social media or hearing from mutual friends, and there you are, thriving like never before. You're glowing, achieving, and radiating confidence, and they realize they're no longer the center of your universe. Panic sets in. They start imagining you moving on, meeting someone new, or worst of all, forgetting about them entirely. This fear sparks a flurry of action. Maybe they send a heartfelt text, show up unexpectedly, or make big promises about how things will change. They'll try to claw their way back into your life with sweet words and grand gestures, hoping to reclaim the spot they once held. But here's the power move. You remain unmoved. You don't jump at their sudden attention or let their fear dictate your decisions. You're calm, composed, and standing tall in your own strength. You've done the work. You've grown. And you're not about to undo all that progress just because they're finally waking up to what they might lose. This isn't about being cold or dismissive. It's about holding them accountable. You're not swayed by their panic because you know that real change doesn't come from fear. It comes from consistent, meaningful actions. And until they show you they're willing to do the work, you're staying focused on your own journey. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself." Their fear is revealing their true priorities, but your composure is revealing yours. You're prioritizing yourself, your peace, and your worth. So if you're ready to stand firm and let them face the fear of losing you, here's your affirmation: I'm unshakable. Drop it in the comments as a promise to yourself that you won't be swayed by desperation or panic. You're centered, grounded, and in control of your destiny. Remember, my friends, staying unmoved doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care deeply about yourself. And that strength, it's what sets you apart and keeps you on the path to your best life. Number 8, they admire and respect you. You stand in your power. Finally, folks, we've reached the most rewarding stage. When they come to admire and respect you on a deeper level, after navigating the realizations, feeling the fear of losing you, and making efforts to win you back, they now see you for who you truly are. A strong, independent person who knows their worth. Picture this. They look at you differently now, not just with affection, but with genuine respect. They see how you've handled everything with grace, how you've grown, and how you've stayed true to yourself through it all. You're no longer just someone they care about. You're someone they admire and cherish. But here's where your strength shines brightest. You're not letting their admiration define you. You're standing in your power, maintaining the standards and boundaries that brought you here. You're not falling back into old patterns or rushing to accommodate them. Instead, you're showing that while their respect is appreciated, your worth has always been intact. So if you're ready to stand tall and embrace the respect you've earned, drop this affirmation in the comments: I stand tall. Declare it proudly. It's your reminder that you're living life on your terms, confident and unstoppable. All right, my friends. This has been an incredible journey. If this message resonated with you and you're ready to stand in your power, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Let's keep growing, learning, and flipping the script together. Drop "I am here" in the comments, and let's show the world the strength that comes from within. See you next time.